Recently, Mirza Fakhrul Islam said, interim government is failing to maintain the neutrality. Neutral to whom actually? And this statement made waves in internet, actually in political field, and the heat of the statement touched the social media too. Advisor Nahid Islam, a very prominent face of the July movement, made a status in Facebook which was in some sort of response to the Mirza Fakhrul's allegations. The status was quite insightful, strong. The status of Nahid Islam started with the statement of 111 government. Those who don't know about 111 government, just go through some documents, and there are so many reports and theories about that government. You can find out what Nahid Islam actually meant by 111 government. The rise of Awami League fascism originated from the 111 arrangement. The BNP Secretary General's statement hints at another 9/11 government. The confirmation of a parliamentary majority, a subservient foreign policy, and a lack of justice for disappearances, murders, and July killings. He added, the plot to undermine student and uprising leadership began on 5th August. While students and the public were still fighting on the streets on 5th August and police were shooting continuously, many of our compromising national leaders were busy in the cantonment planning a new government without the people. Although many of them also mentioned student. He means some leaders who joined the plan in the cantonment also mentioned about students. I think this is not or should not be meant to be any type of blame, because what you will do, you have to ultimately form a government. So some political leaders or some concerned citizens might go to cantonment for the plan of the new upcoming government, as the situation was very unstable on 5th August. So it should not be written as an allegation or complaint. Okay, fine. And then he wrote, we have been saying since 3rd August that we will not accept any form of military rule or emergency. That's good. Despite being repeatedly asked to go to the cantonment, we refused. Finally, through negotiations and bargaining at the Bongo Bhavan, it was decided to form an interim government led by Dr. Yunus. Good. That was a good decision actually. Nahid also wrote, we wanted a national government formed in collaboration with anti-fascist political parties and civil society. Perhaps with the national government in place, students would not have needed to come into power. Considering that a national government would be long-lasting, the BNP did not agree to it. Okay. It's quite loud. And then he wrote, the need for a national government was most urgent right after the uprising. Now, the BNP is talking about forming it after the next election. Then why the BNP did not agree on 5th August? Oh, there is a fun part. He noted that, the Nahid Islam, the advisor, even before the government was formed on 6th August, the Attorney General and the previous Inspector General of Police were appointed, both essentially BNP loyalists. Both BNP loyalists. But heard good things about Attorney General. It doesn't matter whether he's BNP loyalist or not. If he's a good guy, good. And then he wrote, similarly, BNP affiliated individuals are present at various levels from the top to bottom of the government. Is it? Oh, that's why BNP is asking for neutrality, because they don't want to be. And then Nahid Islam said, this reality must be kept in mind when talking about election neutrality. The BNP has opposed change of presidency, the new constitution, and the July declaration. Some of these points, at least one of these points, why BNP will oppose? That was unexpected actually. And then Nahid Islam goes, despite this, the students have repeatedly compromised their positions to uphold national stability, broader interests, and unity. However, this willingness to compromise does not extend to any anti-democratic plans or attempts to undermine the uprising. Okay, good, obviously. Compromises should be there from any party actually, but the ceiling or the floor should be defined. In the lower part of his status, Nahid Islam mentioned that the Indian political parties have unity about Awami League, but the Bangladeshi political parties could not reach to a consensus about the political future of Awami League. That's true. And in the last few lines of his status, Nahid Islam mentioned that it is easy to divide Bangladesh because the big fishes in Bangladesh get sold in a very cheap price. True. Unfortunately true. I was listening to some interview of Mr. Shahdin Malik, a renowned lawyer and constitution expert in Bangladesh. He was saying that we are in a culture where the politicians are actually some not so good people, some controversial and some alleged people are being involved in politics here, and they are deciding the fate of the people. If such people are in politics or making political decisions, the price will be cheaper to buy or sell them. I think it's too early to point a finger to the neutrality of interim government. BNP talks about their support to the government, but I think as a largest political party right now in Bangladesh, they have much more things to do, as they have an organization which is organized to the root level of the country. They have people in the remote places of the country. They can help government in some much more efficient way, and the politics of BNP should go beyond criticizing the government. And actually there are some steps which are in favor of BNP, is not it? Many top leaders of BNP are being released from jail. They're getting rid of the cases which were politically motivated against them. So BNP is getting some benefits too. Should not they consider that?